Last Tuesday's election wasn't the finish line. It was the starting gun. Millions of gun owners, some new, some previously disaffected, all of us worried about a Kamala Harris administration, turned out for the general election and sent a clear message. It's more important than ever that we remind Republicans who got them there and that gun owners have given them a mandate. No more defense or tinkering around the edges. We want to take back lost ground. And there's a lot of lost ground. In the short term, our first order of business is to fight back against any and all encroachments during the next 2 months' lame duck session. There are going to be a lot of bitter attempts to wound your rights by the Democrats before they give up power. Stay vigilant. Now, long term, we need every gun owner and Second Amendment supporter to demand their newly elected majority to do what Republicans in the past have refused to do, make good on their election promises. This is not the first time Republicans have won an election promising a hardcore constitutional agenda, and it wouldn't be the first time they ignored us at the dance. We need each and every one of you now more than ever. Here are some of the top legislative vehicles that Republicans should be pushing when they take office. First and foremost, pass Congressman Thomas Massey's H.R. 9534, the National Constitutional Carry Act. Now, weak-kneed politicians like Senator John Cornyn want gun owners to buy off on the old NRA half-measure national reciprocity, which still requires government permission to practice your constitutional right to carry. It's really only a half measure and doesn't capitalize on the 29 states that have already passed constitutional carry. Next is the SHUSH Act by Senator Mike Lee. It turns firearms suppressors into nothing. Like a bipod or a scope, you could mail order a suppressor and have it delivered to your home with no ATF involvement and no government bureaucracy or tracking. And just like the previous bill, the compromisers in D.C. will push a half measure that is weak sauce. And the United Nations Small Arms Treaty is still sitting in the Senate waiting for approval. It's unlikely to be ratified with the new Senate, but American taxpayers are still footing the bill to keep this international gun grab alive. And looming over every gun owner's head is reining in the unconstitutional power grabs by the ATF. Too long they have strong-armed gun owners with their regulations, and it's time to put them in their place or abolish the ATF. In order to achieve these and other pro-gun advancements, we will need to mount significant pressure on a daily basis. We must use phone calls, emails, every method of communication to lobby members of the House and Senate and ensure that leadership roles, such as Senate Majority Leader, don't go to backstabbers like John Cornyn. We've seen time and time again that when gun owners pass meaningful reforms like constitutional carries, those laws are extremely difficult for the anti-2A crowd to undo. We owe it to ourselves, our children, and to the country at large to get the job done. If you're serious about this, join up now. Get plugged into our alerts and sign this petition so that we can hand deliver it to your representatives.